All right, the big story of the hour, the Israeli Foreign Ministry has now issued a statement on social media claiming that Israel has discovered official Hamas documents in the Gaza Strip revealing links between Hamas and the leaders involved in the flotilla aid to Gaza. The Foreign Ministry of Israel claimed that the documents were discovered at a Hamas outpost in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli ministry accused the Palestinian Conference for Palestinians Abroad, which is also called PCPA, of serving under Hamas under the pretense of civilian cover and being funded directly through Hamas. The first document released by the ministry is a letter from then Hamas head of the political bureau, Ismail Haniyeh, calling on the PCPA chairman for unity and endorsing the organization. The second document contains a list of PCPA operatives, including Zahir Birawi, who has led demonstration flotillas to Gaza Strip for the past 15 years. The ministry also accused PCPA-aligned operatives of owning ships participating in the Sumud flotilla. Israel has consistently raised questions over the activists' intentions and has blockaded the flotillas sending aid to Gaza. Joining me on the telecast is Gedalia Bloom. She a Middle East affairs expert. Gedalia, thank you very much. And of course, your first response to the claim that has been made, which is quite shocking. The Israeli Foreign Ministry claims that there are direct links between the flotilla operators and Hamas, and they have been working together in tandem for years together.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, I'm not shocked. I don't think any Israeli is shocked. I don't think anybody who pays attention is shocked. I think what we're mostly shocked is that it was only Hamas's signature on the documents that were being communicated back and forth to the flotilla ships, and not only, you know, and not Iran or Qatar or the Muslim Brotherhood. I think that anybody who understands what's going on today would understand that what Israel is facing against Hamas is a conspiracy of the Muslim Brotherhood embedding itself into every single civilian population in the Western world and taking advantage of the laws and the rights that are allotted to them in order to upend Western civilization. So in this big picture, there is absolutely no shock from the Israeli perspective that Hamas has direct links to this flotilla. You know, but it's reporting, I think, in the hope that those people who may be shocked will start to open up their eyes and understand that this is way beyond an Israeli problem and much more in a Western civilization problem, where these people who are based, Hamas operatives, who are based in Spain, who are based in UK, are operating freely. And I think that this needs to be completely shut down, just like they shut down the Muslim Brotherhood in the Gulf Arab states. I think it's time that the Western world follows suit to the Arab Gulf states and also bans the Muslim Brotherhood and all of their affiliates.
Right, absolutely. Also, you know, the fact that the latest flotilla that was sent with humanitarian aid to Gaza was sailing towards Gaza Strip was sent by the Italian government. Now, so the fact that there has now been this proof that the Foreign Ministry of Israel claims in terms of the documents that have been released, a link between the flotilla operators, like I said, and Hamas, how do you think the Italian government and the Spanish government that is also coming out in aid of the flotilla said that it is going to be sending its ships to protect these the flotilla and the members who were sailing on the flotilla? How do you think they are going to react to this?
I mean, listen, we certainly don't have a friend in Spain as the sitting president, but I do know that the overwhelming majority of Spanish do not support him. They see him as corrupt. They see him using the Israel-Palestinian issue as cover for his corruption. So, you know, we don't take this seriously, and I think this is all virtual signaling that they are placating to their very loud minority of jihad supporters on the street. But when it comes to this flotilla entering into Israeli waters, I pretty much guarantee you are not going to see any foreign state-owned military ships enter into Israeli waters, because that would be a significant increase in the situation, and Israel will have rights to sink some ships, and I don't think anybody wants that.
Okay, all right. Gedalia Blum, thank you very much for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. US President Donald Trump has said that Hamas has 3 to 4 days to respond to the Gaza peace deal. Trump has said that he is giving Hamas about 3 to 4 days, and if Hamas does not accept it, it is going to be a very sad end.
We're going to do about 3 or 4 days. We'll see how it is. All of the Arab countries are signed up. The Muslim countries all signed up. Israel's all signed up. We're just waiting for Hamas. And Hamas is either going to be doing it or not. And if it's not, it's going to be a very sad end.
Gedalia Blum back on the show with me. Gedalia, this is not the first time that a warning has been issued by the US president. After the peace deal plan, the 20-pointer plan that has been released by the US administration, there's yet another threat, yet another warning that comes from US President Donald Trump. Do you think there is any positive response that is going to be channeled towards a very substantive peace deal coming from Hamas's end?
Well, I think what we're seeing differently is that in the past couple of years, we've been seeing Qatar as being the home of negotiations. And Qatar, of course, has been funneling money to Hamas, has been using Hamas as a proxy. So there was never, ever any kind of hope that any deal would actually, any final deal would be made with Qatar at the helm. Qatar was never going to isolate Hamas. President Donald Trump took over. The situation is changing. He is leveraging all the players in his favor, so much so that he actually brought Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu into the Oval Office, handed him the phone, and essentially forced him to apologize to the Qatari president. And that's the kind of situation that Trump is completely fed up. He's fed up with this war. He wants it to end. And he knew that without completely isolating Hamas, it would never end. So Hamas is now finally isolated. President Trump has gotten all the Arab states on board to push Hamas to accept this deal. But listen, the deal's not perfect. Certainly not perfect for Israel. I think Israel is in a position of leverage. We're winning this war internationally through our own public diplomacy. We're not doing so well. But when it comes down to our survival and our existence, that's not our priority. Our priority is to win the war and to leverage this ending of the war to make sure that another war doesn't start up right away. And so many people here in Israel are actually saying, like, the only hope that we have in completely eradicating our enemy is that Hamas rejects this deal. When it comes to the hostages, I want them out. But also it's a difficult situation to release hundreds of terrorists in Israeli prisons that are serving life sentences for killing Jews in exchange for the bodies of maybe 20, 30 hostages and maybe 20 hostages that are still alive. It's a very difficult situation. And no one has any answers. So I guess we'll kind of wait and see, and we'll just hope for the best.
Okay. Gedalia Blum, thank you very much for joining me. And